Hi there, it's Sandra with Brew City Thrifts. Today I am at the Goodwill in Waukesha. It's a Tuesday after work, and that means it's 2 for Tuesday. I'm going to go in there and I am going to look for two of a kind to resell, hopefully vintage or maybe even antique. So let's get in there and let's hit it.
The Waukesha Goodwill has several display shelves organized by color towards the front of the store. So obviously I am at the white shelf and I'm scanning the items here. And I noticed this little crock with the red cardinal on top. It is very cute, ceramic, but I think it's contemporary. Moving upwards, I think these angels, these are painted metal, probably tin or, not a very heavy metal, but I think this set is kind of sweet. They're playing different instruments, and I think that it's just a very nice set for display. So I had noticed tucked in the back here this big white ceramic T-Rex cookie jar. This reminded me of a pair of salt and pepper shakers I picked up a couple years ago, which is a Target brand. And yes, I think this is also Target brand. But those shakers were surprisingly a good pickup and went for a higher price than expected online. So I figured if this is not damaged, this might be in the same realm. So I am taking T-Rex with me. I'm in the area with a lot of wooden signs, and I noticed these sticking out of the back, and I recognize these atomic starburst or sea urchin shaped items. I've picked up a set of 3 before, and they did pretty well for me. These have such a nice modern flair, and this set is definitely a happy pickup. Now, 2 of them are actually to be hung on the wall. One of them hangs down from some sort of string or wire, so a little bit different from the last set, but I think very, very cool. And oops, I don't want them to get stuck together. Anyway, I was happy to have spotted them there at the back of the shelf. We've got loaded shelves over by the tchotchkes, and I am doing a slow pan to figure out where I might want to start on the shelves. So much to look at here. So I'm looking for something to catch my eye, and the first thing that does is it's because it's familiar. Oops, finger mom. It is this figurine. This is by Isabel Bloom. Very collectible artist, and these are kind of a very heavy stone figurines. My mother got me an Isabel Bloom years ago, not this very one, but a different figurine, so it reminds me of her a little bit. I like the animal figurines better, but that one is a very nice pickup, so happy to have found that. Going back to the shelves, I also wanted to look at this ceramic cart. It has limones, so like for lemonade, maybe there should have been some cups to go with it at one time. Then I noticed this guy. He's resin, but I do like the design. Looks like an old man of the woods, like an old tree man. We got some ceramic ducks. Down here is a huge piece of Himalayan pink rock salt. Do you remember when this was all the rage? And then next to it is another ceramic large figurine. Up here, I noticed this glass figurine. It is a snowman, and it is Mikasa. Maybe a little more contemporary, but it's a snowman playing a musical instrument. I thought it was kind of cute. On nearby shelves, I noticed this little frog shelf sitter. He's got cloth legs and probably a resin body. I thought he was kind of cute. There's a trinket box next to him, ceramic with a transferware pattern on the top. Here is a little bud vase I thought might be a little bit older. Had some chips. And then I noticed this cookie stamp. It's a nice pattern. I can't remember who makes those. I decided not to spend too much time thinking about it. I spotted something back here and I pulled it out to take a closer look. It is a bag of craft wooden acorns, and I just love them. I'm immediately thinking about how I might decorate with them. Figure if that's my thoughts, someone else out there is going to enjoy them too, either for using in crafts or for decoration around their own house. So those go in my cart. Then over here I noticed this fun little elephant. It is painted very much in an Indian elephant style. It's most likely made in India. It's kind of beat up. I do think it's charming, but I decide it's a little bit too beat up for me to take with me, so I leave it behind. Having fun at the tchotchke shelves. They are super loaded, so I'm at a new section and doing a slow pan. Lots of things, lots of boxes. The first thing that catches my eye is this little bear. I think it's a toothpick holder. It's definitely got some age, and I was drawn to it because of the color. Next thing that catches my eye is this, just because it's a lobster. It's a resin piece. It's inexpensive, but things with lobsters and crabs do surprisingly well. Then I notice this. This is a nice ceramic wall plaque or trivet potentially. It has flamingos. It's $4.99. It is signed. The artist's name looked like Pat, and I'm really debating. I do like it, but for $4.99, I'm not sure why they priced it up beyond many of the other items here in the tchotchke shelves. So I decide I don't love it enough that I feel like I have to have it, although I could just as easily on another day have taken that with me. This iridescent glass paperweight is shaped like a nautilus. I thought, well, it's kind of pretty. I also thought it was pretty plain. This rooster was cool, but you can see the entire tail has been broken and repaired, so that was going to have to stay. I noticed this ceramic trinket box with the lid. It's got an embossed design. It's got a very old look to it. It's intact, no mark on the bottom. I decide I'm going to leave it this time. More loaded shelves, and I first take a look at these metal lotus shaped flower candle holders. I think they're very pretty, kind of beat up. We've got threes today because there's three of those. There's three swans back there, but here's a single piece. This is an electric insulator. It's made out of glass. Some of them do react to black light and glow, but this one is not one of them. They are collectible. I don't pick them up much because I don't know a lot about them, and I've had one in my inventory for quite a while. I've moved on to the shelves full of vases. I have had good luck in the past at their vases section, and the first piece I pull out is this lovely piece of blown glass. They've priced it up. I'm imagining this is an artist's made piece of glass. It's got the beautiful splashes of blue and yellow. It's a pillar shape. I am not as in love with it as maybe I would want to be to pick it up. I decide to pass on it. I do look at this toll painted ceramic vase next to it. Pretty heavy. Nice vase again, but doesn't really grab me so much. This piece I hoped was mid-century modern. The price is $6.99, but I think it is much more contemporary. We've got a Native American piece of ceramic pottery. It's signed. It's rather plain. I mean, I like the geometric design, but I decide again to pass on it. Nothing is speaking to me too loudly. Here is something to look at. It's got some birds on it, and when I look at the price on the bottom, $12.99. Okay, Goodwill knows something about this, I'm guessing. And I decide, hey, I gotta take a look at this. $12.99, huh? It does look to have age, so I'm thinking this could be an antique piece. Definitely looks like by design it could be the early part of the 20th century or older. I do see a little chip there on the rim, but I decide I'm going to take a chance on this and look it up a little bit later and put it in my cart. I am still in the vases area because there's so many on the shelves. This frosted glass vase caught my eye for a moment. It was relatively lightweight. I noticed these swan little mini planters. Those would have been a twofer, but I wasn't that thrilled with them. Then I noticed this skull mug hanging out with the other vases. I guess it could function as a succulent planter itself. This bottle had the look of recycled glass, but wow, somebody had some problems there at the bottom. It's kind of got a warped, weird looking bottom, so I put it back. Like the design on this. Looks like it could be a hearth and hand piece. I didn't look too closely at it, but it was contemporary, but you know, nice. Now this caught my eye. I kind of liked this because of the hands, the parent hand holding the baby hand. It was very sweet, and it did look a little bit older, but I passed on it and found this pottery vase down here. Now this is a style I like. It's, you know, it's kind of boho. It's nicely made and good heft to it. Definitely a pottery piece. Now, if it had been signed, I think I would have taken it. They're asking $4.99. I don't see a signature. I don't see a potter's mark on it, unfortunately, because I really do kind of like it. I left it. In the plates and china sets area, these green hexagonal plates with the wood bark pattern really stood out to me. They are priced at $2.99 each, so I think Goodwill knows something about these plates. I don't recognize them, and I don't know who the maker is. They're very nice. I wasn't sure if these were, as you can see, there's a little bit of dirt there in the corner. I thought maybe these are underplates to planters. That's what I was thinking, even though there's sort of a set of them. So I wasn't 100% sure. And I decided, even though I really like them, another day I might have picked them up, but suspecting that these were the underplates to planters, I decided to leave them on the shelf. Over here is a hand-painted plate. This is Pure One. There are two of them together with tulips, pink tulips. And then I noticed this plate. Now I have to tell you, I picked it up because it was just looked old. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's an old plate. I turn it over and then I see, oh, it's Wedgwood. And then I'm like, okay, it's Wedgwood. Well, I should definitely look this up. This is not particularly amazing to me. The pattern looks like a building, but it's Wedgwood. So I put it in my cart and I'm like, I'm going to look this up. So I did notice some more plates that, well, in this case, a divided dish that I thought I wanted to take a quick look at that had some hand painting there. This is another hand painted plate. Not too exciting. Down here, some more hand painted plates. Again, not super exciting. More contemporary there. And then this nice tray, and I really like the design actually of this. I've been picking up so much Christmas though. I'm like, I don't really need it. It's Hallmark. And I'm like, I don't really need any more Christmas. Then I noticed these plates. These look to have a lot of age. They are square. They're kind of an opalescent, milky color. And I'm looking at them thinking, these are old. These could be something. But once again, I decide I am not too much in the mood for them. I'm going to leave them. Here among the teapots, I
often find teapots here that I like or find interesting. Today's no different. This little teapot catches my eye. It's got a sticker on it that says Hall, and it is quite small, not very exciting, kind of plain, and I decide to move on. Notice this pretty pot because of the hand-painted violets on it. That had more violets, I might have been a little more interested. This teapot had a cool design. It's a Marshall Fields pot. The designer is something like Isabel Borchgrave. Anyway, I liked the design, but I wasn't sold on it. Down here, I thought this frosted glass pitcher looked very interesting. Very heavy, and I think it was vintage. That might have been a nice pickup, but I did decide to leave it on the shelf. Here we've got a brown drip glazed pitcher. It is as is because of a large crack, so nothing to pick up. So I'm actually really running out of time now. I've got probably 4 aisles left to go through, and I am trying to be fast, but there's so much to look at. I grabbed that black cast iron spoon rest because I like those a lot and I think they're very serviceable. Looking at that pottery bowl, got a hand painted plate here. I'm having to be so fast. I'm really feeling like I'm gonna miss so much. I mean, there's just so much to look at. I mean, look at this plate. It's such a fun souvenir piece. It looks like an ashtray with hand painted parrots on it. I put it in my cart well, I didn't put it in my cart. I put it back on the shelf. Underneath it was the match to that other Isabel Borchgrave piece. It is, again, I like the design. Thought about it. I thought this was probably a little bit more desirable than the teapot, but in the end, I'm like, no. And I moved on quickly. This blue and white china plate is Allerton's. I believe it's an English plate, and it's depicting a sort of a Chinese scene. Moving on to a ceramic taco holder, and here we've got a floral teacup. That's a Gracie's China teacup. I like some of their style, but it's contemporary. We've got a skull jar with a lid. Here's a nice old crock. I always like myself a good crock. Back here we've got a heavy pottery or ceramic. I would say that's either a big tart pan or a cake pan. I'm not sure. Here's something that looks like it could be old, but no, it's a big lot pie. What the what? So I am super running out of time, but this is one of my favorite sections in the store. There's usually a lot of vintage things here, and look how loaded it is. It's just piled high. I can barely even focus on anything. There's too much to look at. So I'm grabbing things quickly and looking at them. Boy, I would wish I could slow down. At this thing, of course, I just had to take a closer look. That looked and felt like Italian pottery. And pulling that off, that is Italian pottery. It's hand painted. It's a creamer, and it's nicely painted. It's not that old, but I think I don't know, I kind of like it. There's another hand painted creamer, not as nicely done. And then this one, this seems to have vintage feels to it. It is a crock with a lid, and it is a salt crock. And I'm like, okay, I'm taking it. Like, split second decision. CCP stands for Clay City Potteries. That's out of Indiana. So I go back and grab that pretty Italian creamer off the shelf too, looking for a spot for it somewhere in my cart. And I got to head towards the checkout. So it is cart review time, and I'm doing my cart review while I'm online at the checkout.
First, we've got this Clay City Pottery's salt crock with a wooden lid. I love it. It's vintage. This is the pretty Italian hand-painted creamer. Not super old, but I do like the painting on it. So I think that's going to be lovely for spring and summer tables. Okay, the big reveal is that this is the absolute find of the year, probably. This plate is worth $100. And even though I'm so thrilled to have found such a treasure, I gotta race through these other things. I've got the Isabel Bloom sculpture. I've got the, oops, careful there. I've got the wooden acorns. There are the 3 atomic starbursts wall and hanging designs. And then I've got this vase, also special. In doing research later, I found out that this is a vintage or antique Phoenix glass vase. And yes, it is custard glass that glows under black light. So I did pay up for it, and Goodwill tipped me off, but I don't know that they knew that it glows. I've also got this cast iron spoon rest, and finally my ceramic T-Rex. That is a super amazing and fun haul. Oh my gosh, that plate. Can you believe this plate? I am so surprised but so excited by that little jaunt. Well, the shelves were overflowing. So much fun, but I ran out of time. Just couldn't get through the store. Despite that, I did manage to pick up 2 potentially amazing finds. That Wedgwood plate, that Wedgwood chapel plate from Washington and Lee University, that could be more than $90. Because it is pink and white rather than blue and white, it may be even more money because it may be more rare. I don't know yet, but I am so excited to find out. Also, that antique vase with the birds on it. Number 1, super cool because it's so old. Number 2, could be a really good pickup. So excited. Had a great time, obviously. Hope you did too. Like my channel, subscribe, and come back and comment. Love your comments. Thank you so much for the encouragement. I really appreciate it. And yes, we will do this again soon. So thrift on.